Hey there YouTube, Seth Church here. Today I think we're going to do a walk around of my Tacoma and kind of review the wheels, tires, and some of the options that I've made for it, or adjusted, changed, and kind of give you guys a look at the truck. So what it is a 2018 Toyota Tacoma. It's a TRD off-road. It's a four-wheel drive, automatic, 6-cylinder. And I apologize for any of the noise in the background. One of my neighbors is mowing. But the truck I bought a few months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, kind of had an epidemic with vehicles. Many of you will probably laugh at that. But at the same time, this truck is really kind of what I wanted to have as an everyday driver. It's something that I can pull a little Civic with on a car trailer. It's something that I can, pull a utility trailer with, load up the bed, and at this point, be able to kind of use it. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll go from there. The suspension on the truck is Amazon special. It's a 3-inch, 2-inch level lift. So in the front here, I'll show you. The front has an upper spacer, in which that brings the front end up an additional 3 inches. The rear has lift blocks, and as you can see in here, has 2-inch rear lift blocks. So that allowed me to be able to pick the vehicle up, level it out, and then in return, fit a larger tire. So what I went with for a tire is a 285/70/17. It's a 6-ply Falken Wildpeak. It's a AT3. And if my video dies because of my GoPro battery, I'll pick it up on my phone. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you the setup here. It's wrapped in a nice aggressive looking tire. I didn't want something that was a highway tread and something that was a mud terrain, but something in general that would just allow me to be able to drive it on the highway and have like an aggressive look. These are 6-ply, so they ride real easy. They're lightweight. They're not overkill for the truck. For the wheels, this is a set of Stealth Custom Series Ray 10 wheels. They're 17-inch wide by 8 or 8.5. I'll post a link in the description below to Stealth Custom Series. They're all the time on back order and waiting for a new container, but this is the gunmetal color. So I'll give you another angle here. But by adding them to the truck, they're super lightweight. They're manufactured in Thailand, and they take about a week and a half to get here. Usually a lot of that is the picking and like the handling side. They're brought in at a container at a time, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but you can look them up on Instagram, Stealth Custom Series, and they'll advise on when the items are coming back into stock. I recommend navigating the website to make sure that you understand how everything works so you can check out quickly, because they typically run out of stock pretty quick. It's not uncommon for you to see quantity 2 available or an odd number where people are trying to fulfill maybe an additional wheel to make 3 wheels into a 4 so they can run them on a vehicle. But make sure you get there early, and if you're interested in a set of their wheels, check out their website in the comment description below. But here's the truck from this angle. And for those of you that are probably wondering, a 3-inch, 2-inch leveling kit will still fit underneath a 7-foot garage door with a 33-inch tall tire. This tire, even though it's a 285/70, is still roughly 33 inches tall. It's just narrower than a 33 1250. Helps a little bit on the gas mileage. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get in the truck. And let's talk about fuel mileage. So it's hotter than Haiti in here. I don't drive the truck every day, but whenever I do, it's typically stop and go traffic, interstate, mornings, evenings, and it's typically all highway. But I've been able to average at least 18 on most days. Let's see what it is here. I may have to get in the truck, so let's go ahead and cue it up. So pardon me for a second here. I'm getting ant attacked. Where I live here in North Carolina, we have a awful ant problem. And if you wear sandals, they get on your feet, and before you know it, it's ant bite season. So get rid of all these messages here. 17.9. Guys, there's nothing weird about this. My speedometer hasn't been healed. No recalibration, no re-gearing. I just drive it normally, and I'm in an area of the state in which that it's very flat. So there's not a lot of hills. Where I grew up in Boone, North Carolina, the Lenore Highway 321 section going into Blowing Rock is pretty rough on the truck. Sometimes you have to downshift into third gear. It is an automatic, so it kind of does that anonymous whine whenever it downshifts that far. But for the most part, I mean, I have no complaints with the lift, no complaints with the wheels, tires. There's a slight vibration at 55 miles an hour, but it clears up shortly after that. So I think it just has to do with the wheel and tire. It's not a nuisance, but the stigma on the forums are that no one really gets good gas mileage in a Tacoma, and quite honestly, I'm very pleased as to what gas mileage I have gotten. If you do the math and you were to take the total miles driven per tank of gas, and you were to add the additional circumference of the taller tire, you would multiply your total mileage by roughly 3.3% to adjust the inflation of the larger tire, or to compensate for the inflation of the larger tire, and then you would divide it by the same number of gallons used. So with that thought process, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, write me a comment, let me know that I'm wrong. But with that thought process, at 17.9 miles per gallon, I would have more mileage because of the accuracy within the, speedometer being correct, and then in return, it would yield a larger number of an average miles per gallon. So if that's wrong, let me know in the comment section below, but that's my thought, and I'm pretty satisfied with the actual mileage that I'm getting. But the only complaint that I have with the vehicle isn't really vehicle related. It's the technology within the vehicle, and it relies within the Intune system. So I'm not sure how much of this you guys can see, but the way it's set up, it has a Pandora application, and this connects to your smartphone via Bluetooth and utilizes the data connection within your smartphone to transmit data for the app, and then more or less here's your interface. As you can see right now, it's not connecting to my phone, and this is pretty normal. Even when it does connect to my phone via Bluetooth, so if you can see this part here, see where it's, there you go, the little X on the phone. So even when it does connect to my phone, there's a level of connectivity between Pandora, the app for Toyota on my phone, and the head unit inside the car, and something's weird. So if you know how to update the head unit, leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know if it's something I need to do. But half the time Pandora doesn't work, so it's a huge nuisance to be switching back and forth all the time from Bluetooth on my phone for Pandora back to the head unit for Pandora. I just wish it worked as it was intended. But guys, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Produce more content pretty regularly. I'm still working on the Civic, and I've got a couple of different little things that I'm going to put together as well, so you may very likely see 2 videos today. But again, I appreciate all the support. Hit the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. and we'll get future content to you. There's a little bell too, a notification bell, that if you select it, it'll let you know whenever I upload a new video. If you guys have any questions about anything I've talked about today with the pickup, let me know and I'll get back to you. I'm pretty responsive. If nothing else, have a good day, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.